And welcome back to Joe on Joe. It's me, your host, Joe Slepski. And normally this is the only show where we watch every episode of G.I. Joe in sequential order and comment on it Mystery Science style. But today and last week, and probably next week too, we're watching the public service announcements. We're not doing a regular episode of the show today. We are watching the 30-second PSAs that used to follow the G.I. Joe show back in the day. Now, if you didn't listen to last week's, I urge you to go back in time and listen to last week's episode. First of all, because you might be putting yourself at risk with some social dangers that the PSAs would have taught you. And second of all, and most importantly, you need to listen to my guests, my returning guests' first outing with the PSAs, my wife, Miss Rebekah Slepski. Rebekah, welcome back to Joe on Joe.
Your wife.
My wife.
Hi. Probably.
And she is back, and we are going to watch more PSAs. Did you have fun watching the PSAs last week?
I did, and I feel like I'm making better choices this week. Much better choices.
Did you find yourself bullying anyone?
Well, I mean, that's what I do. I just felt bad about it finally. So
okay, that's a step in the right direction.
Right.
Yeah, you'll just feel bad.
And I did not pick up any children, asking them for candy.
No stranger dangers. Okay.
Nope. And I did not get impaled with any construction such things. I didn't jump off any construction sites.
Did you run any trains or cross any train tracks haphazardly?
I'll plead the fifth.
Plead the fifth. Well, listen. I was very happy with how we did last week.
I thought it was great.
Yeah.
It was fun.
So this week we're doing it once again. We're playing the game called Plausible, Stupid, or Awesome with the PSAs.
What's me? Plausible, stupid, or awesome? Uh-oh.
Since we're recording, we're live. You're awesome.
Oh, yeah. I see what you did there.
You see what I did there?
Mean.
Yeah. So, we said everything there is to say about the PSAs last week. Mm-hmm. So I say, without any further ado, let's jump in.
Do it.
And see how many we knock out today.
I love it.
We are watching the same video compilation that we did last week on YouTube under the YouTube uploader is Phantom Beast General. It's called G.I. Joe PSA Compilation. And we are picking up from where we started last week. So the previous one was Hawk warning the kids to stay off the train tracks. Very vehemently warning the kids to stay off the train tracks. Like, get off the train tracks. Like that. Is
that how he sounded?
Yeah, he's not fooling around.
Wow. I mean, if you could, I wish there was a visual on this one because he was going to town. This
should have been a video pod. So
good.
The next one we're going to watch, get ready for it.
Okay.
You're set. And here we go.
Hey, Joey, watch this. Davey, come back. The ice can break. You're breaking my heart. Ah! Help me.
Hold it! Don't go on the ice! You'll only add more weight!
Snow job!
Find something that'll reach.
This branch ought to work.
Remember, frozen ponds and rivers may not be totally frozen.
We could be skating on thin ice. Now we know.
And knowing is half the battle. G.I. Joe!
His name is Snow Job?
Okay, yes.
His name is Snow Job.
His name is Snow Job.
His name is Snow Job.
You've not encountered Snow Job yet?
Why would I encounter Snow Job? How would that happen?
His name is Snow Job. A version of him currently lives in this house. I have one. He was one of my first Joes. He exists in this home. You're probably not even aware of it.
No.
He's a fan favorite. He's a big favorite of mine. He came with skis.
Grown adult
poles.
people named him that and thought it was hilarious.
I
can't wait for all the kids to talk about playing with their Snow Job. I'm going to give you Snow Job.
Can I tell you? Can I tell you something? Absolute honesty, without any kind of retroactive revisions. I never put that connotation to it literally until we started this podcast, and I'm not joking you.
Really?
I am not joking.
You're just a
innocent,
sweet.
The furthest thing from an innocent, sweet anything. I never put those together in my head because when I was a kid, the first time I encountered it on the file card is that they say they call him Snow Job because he's a con artist. Like he can pull a snow job on you, like pull one over on you. So that burned into my brain, and I never really.
You're not thinking of it,
I am being
another
this is not
angle.
Saying it just to say it. I never, until we started doing this podcast, and then he came up in an episode, and just like you just did, one of my guests was like, snow job, bark. And my brain kind of broke. And I didn't say it on the air, but I went, oh my God, I never thought of that. So let's take a look at the logistics of the PSA itself.
Yes.
So a bunch of kids on ice. So immediately you're cutting off.
Scared.
Yeah. You're immediately cutting off half the nation who doesn't have to deal with open frozen ice.
It's like Jamaican bobsledders.
Exactly. I think it is a good PSA. I would rank this as plausible, not necessarily awesome, but plausible. It slides into the awesome a little bit because they did use snow job on a snow-based thing. You know, like they could have
normally snow-based.
Well, he's their snow.
Oh, so
specialist.
he does a snow job that he's a trickster, but also he works in snow.
Yeah, like that look in his white outfit with the skis, like that's his action figure. So he is their snow specialist. So the fact that they used him in the snow, I know that sounds like it makes total sense, but you'd be surprised how often on the show, like they go to the Arctic and they got a guy with no shirt running around because they wanted to use him in that episode. So I definitely give it points for that. It's definitely not stupid, but I would just go plausible because there's nothing super crazy about it. What about yourself?
I mean, there's only a couple that are awesome, but this is, I mean, it's important. It's an important thing, and it's don't mess around on the ice, you dummies. And then there's someone who's like, I mean, he didn't use the word turkey. If he used turkey, I would like him even better. But he's just like, whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
He's making fun of them. Then he falls. And then you instantaneously want to go on the ice to help him. Mm-hmm. And Snowjob was like, no, you could all die. But you're like, but if I leave my friend, that's shitty. You know what I mean? So, I mean, it's really good advice.
Yeah.
Is it awesome advice? Sure.
It's plausible. I would just leave it at plausible.
Sure.
Not to sway your vote.
I mean, it's important.
Okay.
Can it be a PSI?
PS important? PS, it's also important.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
have you ever been caught out on like cracked ice?
I never have, but my mom scared the living bejesus out of me that it would happen.
Yeah.
So we only lived near, I guess there was a creek, sort of in the back wooded area when I was little. Mm-hmm. And so that was like an issue that you could actually, it could actually come up. But then growing up in Dayton, we were near like a small river, but we never really went down there. So that wasn't anything we really, I mean, it's more about the ice on your sidewalk that you're going to crack your head on.
We definitely used to fall.
How about you?
I feel nothing like that. Nothing like on a lake, and if you fell through, you would be dead. I've never been in that situation, but I've definitely we've definitely tried to cross ice. I mean, I've done it hunting. You know, like when you're out there and it's cold and you're trying to cross some stuff, and you're like, all right, can I? And then you fall through, but like to your ankle. So nothing where Billy or Joey or Tommy would have to come out and rescue me. So
Snowjob would have to come after you.
Oh my God, that would be. Listen, if I knew that would happen, we would not be living in California. We'd be living in like Alberta, and I would constantly be hanging out on the ice waiting for it to crack.
No, you would be dating Snowjob because
absolutely.
I live in sunny California
done
now.
And
There's
done.
a reason.
All right, well, let's move on to the next one. And here we go.
Boy, what a great campsite. Yeah, here's more wood for the fire. Help, my clothes are on fire. Run for the stream.
Don't run. Here, let me wrap this around you. You okay?
Lucky thing you were around, Spirit.
Lucky thing you didn't run. Remember, running only makes the fire worse. If your clothes catch fire, wrap yourself in a rug or blanket.
And roll on the ground to smother the flames. Now we know.
And knowing is half the battle.
G.I. Joe!
I really thought it was going to start with him peeing in the fire. I really thought it was going to be like, that is a terrible idea, young man.
It is a terrible idea because what they don't tell you about peeing in fire is that pee quickly turns into yellow steam, and it hits you right in the face, as we found out the hard way in high school.
All of you did it at some point, didn't
Yes, we all stood on top of a big post-football game
At the same time?
Yeah, we were all like, let's pee in the fire. And this big billows, I mean, it wasn't, weird, but it was just a bunch of us. And oh my God, it was the grossest thing. And that literally was the first time it dawned on us that, oh yeah, it just turns to yellow steam.
Boys and peeing together, like it's just,
Paints quite a picture, doesn't it?
Well, I mean, yes, it's more difficult for girls to go pee out in nature, but just like, hey guys, you know what? I'm gonna just gonna go pee on some
We
fire.
were putting the bonfire out. We were actually doing our social service, like the right thing. We were putting the fire out.
With your peens.
Yeah. Well, I mean, why waste?
All right.
We were green before green was cool. So, first of all, in this PSA, Spirit jumps out like a ninja. Like, out of nowhere.
I would say like a Native American.
Okay, yeah. Well,
indigenous who's very comfortable with the land.
They have him fight Storm Shadow on the show a lot. They're
Storm Shadow and
Storm
Ninja?
Shadow's the ninja, the legit ninja. So he shows up like out of nowhere, like look out, kid, you're straight up on fire.
I know. Yeah. Oh, my arm has caught on fire.
That kid's jacket went up like flambe. Like it was.
It was before there were regulations, and now there aren't any. So
now
there'll be children ablaze.
That's what we have to look forward to here. Is that all the corporate regulations are being repealed? So pretty soon this PSA is going to come in vogue again, and children are going to be running around in fire retardant. We don't use the R word.
Stop it.
No, it's fire. Just straight flammable jackets.
It will be flammable.
Yeah, it will be flammable jackets.
They're
very
arsenic not arsenic.
Asbestos?
Arson
jackets.
Arson jackets.
Yeah, it's an arson brand line of jackets.
Arsenic. All of a sudden, I'm like, okay, arsenic.
Yeah, which is what I think that kid was playing. Now, I like to think that actually that Spirit was out there like camping with them as a guide. Like he was. That's what he was doing. He wasn't just skulking and kind of hanging out, waiting for these kids to catch on fire. And then
I mean, he could. I mean, yes, I think it's a good idea, but I don't think he would have been skulking. I mean, maybe he was tracking. Maybe he was doing something.
Tracking the children.
No. No. Like maybe he's got his own life and there just happens to be kids around. Like maybe it's not the focus of the children. Maybe he's a Native American on his native land and he's living his life on the reservation. He's like, what are these kids doing on a reservation?
Oh, they're lighting themselves on fire. That's what they're doing. Yeah. He does give great advice.
Yes, very good.
Smother it, stop, drop, roll, that whole thing. Like
I think in theory, know about the smothering it, but I would have just dropped and rolled without looking for something to put on it.
Yeah.
So actually, I learned something.
Did you ever take a either CPR or fire class or something like that?
I took CPR.
CPR. Yeah. I remember for us it was both those lessons. They were all kind of rolled into one, I think.
I just remember stop, drop, and roll. That's all.
We used to have the fire department come to our school, or I think they did it at school. They would set up like this. It was like fire department day. It was all about fire safety, and you'd go from room to room, and they would show you like how to deal with stuff around the house. Like if this catches on fire at your house, or this is how you stop, drop, and roll, or whatever. And like they would do.
So when I start to set fires with my arson jacket, you'll be ready for it.
I came in second place in the Chicago Ridge Fire Safety Awareness Contest.
Who got first?
I believe it was Danny.
Do we like him?
I do like Danny. If you listen, Danny, I do like you. We have our differences of opinion politically, but I like Danny. And but I remember mine was a complete ripoff of Ghostbusters. It was Firebusters, and it was a poster with a flame behind a big red X, and that passed for victory in Chicago Ridge.
That's a parody. Parody's good.
Yeah, it was like 1985.
A comedy before your time.
Sure. I'm going to give this an awesome, because not only does Spirit absolutely show up out of nowhere, like a murderer in the night, but then he pulls out
murderer. Why is the Native American guy got to be the murderer?
Good guys don't skulk. He's not murdering them.
He's not skulking.
Oh, trust me. Spirit can skulk. Spirit's awesome. I love Spirit. Don't get me wrong. He can skulk. Then he busts out the blanket.
Maybe he's out at night talking to the ancestors in the sky, the stars.
Yeah, I think you're onto something. But I'm giving it an awesome. So what about you?
Awesome.
Yeah. Okay, cool. All right, awesome. Well, here we go. On to the next one.
Stay with me! I'm on you like glue! All right! Hi, guys. Can I skate with you?
Nah, you're just a girl.
No kidding.
Go ho!
Let her try. You might be surprised.
Okay, but
Thanks!
wow, look at that.
Don't judge people till you give them a chance.
Because there's a chance you could be wrong. Now we know.
And knowing is half the battle.
G.I. Joe.
Rebecca, I will leave it to you.
Feminism aside, yay, happy that he stuck up for her, but that guy looks like he's cruising. Let's just shirtless with a vest.
That's gung-ho.
And
his look.
Yeah, and
that's
his
look. He's got a good look.
Yeah,
he's got a good look.
He was
for sure.
cruising the park.
Oh, he's cruising the park.
Yeah, he's cruising. He's out cruising, and while he was out cruising, he noticed the the jerk boys being misogynists.
Okay. My take on Gung Ho is that he is so masculine, he doesn't mind looking like he's out cruising because he's just all
so masculine
he's
that
all
no
man.
shirt can stay on him,
shirt
only
can,
a
there's
vest.
No cotton poly blend can contain the raw magnetism that is Gung Ho. That's my take on Gung Ho and always has been.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you say about the message?
I mean, it's
Feel
awesome.
like this is right in your wheelhouse.
It's my wheelhouse. It's the way that women are treated all the time, even when we're girls. You're just a girl. She just was quiet, and then there was a grace about her. There was a power and grace about her. She didn't need to fight. She didn't cry. She just went to town and showed them, hello, I'm Antoinette Hawk.
I do think this PSA is very resonant in this this complicated political time that we have right now.
Well, they didn't no, you're just a girl. Look at my like they didn't do that. Oops, it fell out.
True. They did not end this rousing bout of skateboarding with whipping their thing out.
Right.
And asking for favors. That is true. So that is a little bit different than what we're currently dealing with. 3 of those kids went on to become senators.
Yes.
Yes. And that young lady is,
lost an election.
Yeah.
Last November.
It's a young Gloria Allred. She does shred, though. She does shred.
Gloria
does
all shred.
All shred. She does shred on that bike.
Skateboard.
Yeah, skateboard. Yeah. Were you a skateboarder?
No, but I had crushes on the boys who did.
Yuck. Were there like gangs of skateboarders?
No.
San Francisco or Dayton?
Dayton. No, there was just only a couple of them who did, and I just liked those boys, and I hung out with them.
Were they like did they dress like? Were they like the skateboarders in the movie Rad?
I don't even remember.
With like a young Josh Brolin with the cut off sleeves and the bandanas, and like were they that kind of skateboarder, or were they just Midwest dudes who skateboarded?
Well, yeah, probably they probably were like Rad. I mean, we went to Catholic school, so I would mostly see them after skateboarding home after school when we would go sit at and get Mountain Dews and possibly some sort of chocolate treat or something at the docks. Which isn't, it's just a store, but you could drive up. In Ohio, you have drive-thrus, but this one you drove up to, and we would sit on the quote-unquote docks, and the boys would.
Mountain don't. I've never really been able to successfully skateboard.
I can't even
at my height of physical dexterity.
I can't roller skate anymore.
Really?
I could roller skate. Well, I used to be able to roller skate, but not
rollerblading.
Yeah,
I rollerbladed a lot. That was cool, but I was able to do that. But I skateboarding done.
Yeah, I don't have any of those.
That's not. Yeah.
Like one of my cousins, really, really great. He's 6'4", and he totally can do it.
Really?
Yeah. It seems like it shouldn't work, but it does.
I think this one falls in the awesome category.
I mean, it's a great message.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you got shirtless Gung Ho.
That's not awesome.
I like that their choice of Gung Ho is the Joe that they choose because he's hanging out at the park, as you say.
Or, he's, yes, queen. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he's like, you go ahead and you skate. Go ahead, girl. Do your stuff.
Yeah, I'm down with it. I'm done. Plus, here's the thing. If you give this message, and I think this is my take on it. If Scarlett comes out and drops this message, in one ear, out the other.
They're like a lady.
Whatever. Hashtag, right? Mm-hmm. Even though, this was 25 years before hashtags.
That would have just been number sign.
Yeah. Having a big, burly, just a gumbo-loving dude come out and be like, you guys got to listen to her because she's pretty awesome. Mm-hmm. I think that sends a stronger message.
Well, of course.
Yeah,
and
I think that's a good choice.
It's a good choice, and it also shows that, just like the first show, boys are jerks.
Wow.
Boys are dummy jerks.
Okay. Hopefully the next one is just women just like
bleeding.
Stay out of the kitchen. It's our domain. And like boys can cook too. All right. So I'm giving it an awesome. You giving it an awesome?
Yeah.
All right. Here we go with the next one.
quit trying.
Scarlet!
You'll never win if you give in.
But I just can't do it!
Can you ride a bike?
Well, sure I can.
But could you at first?
No, I had to practice for weeks. I think I'm getting the hang of it.
That's because you hung in there.
Now I know.
And knowing is half the battle.
G.I. Joe!
Okay. Scarlet in the lake with a strange girl, making sure that she knows how to water ski.
It would be a totally different PSA if it was a little boy and a man.
Yes.
So it works
Yes,
that
it
it's
works.
like, okay,
Yes.
come on, you
This is
know.
a must. Yeah.
I mean, a lady saying that to a kid and a little girl would go, oh, okay. You know, she's the pretty redheaded lady in a bikini. Oh, she's very pretty. I'll take her advice. I mean, there's that, but
The message on this one obviously makes sense. No one ever became great at anything without failing. However, not everyone's made to water ski. Not everyone's made to, you know, as we learned in the previous one, skateboard or snow ski or so on and so forth. Like sometimes, you know what? Put the water skis down and get in an inner tube, and you'll
just
have much
relax.
more fun.
What if she goes, I'll never get to do this. And then Scarlet shows up and she goes, quit whining, you stupid little brat. What if it was that?
That would be amazing.
Okay.
That would be
awesome.
amazing.
Okay.
Yeah, that would be absolutely awesome.
And then a shark came and ate the kid.
No, the Kittner kid spills out on the dock. That would be controversial. I'm putting this. I'm gonna put this one in the stupid.
Oh.
Maybe plausible. Definitely not awesome though.
Well, it's a PSA. It's try stuff as opposed to like safety. It's not safety.
Right. Here's the thing. There comes a point in every person's life that whatever it is they either want to do or love to do, they can no longer do it. So you want to grow up and you're like, I want to play baseball or I want to play basketball. And then it turns out you're 5'3" and you're just not going to be able to do it. So you have to face the reality that I'm never going to be able to play basketball professionally. You know, you could always play. I want to
Be president of the United States, and I'm a woman.
Yeah, like whatever it is. Like there comes a point in time where not because you failed, but just because life moves on, and so everyone, you funnel your skills into a certain thing, and you need to come to grips with that at some point. If you don't want to do it,
Well,
I don't
she's
know.
a little kid. I
really,
feel like you're fast forwarding a little bit for a kid who's like maybe
I feel
9
very
or
negative
10.
on this because it's just
Maybe it bothered her more because she looked like a Polynesian girl, and they're a water-loving
maybe
group,
that
and she
could be
feels
it.
like she's letting her
outcast
whole
amongst her
culture
peers.
down. Yes.
Yes. That is, you know what? I think you're onto something.
Scarlet was on a vacation
Yeah.
in Tahiti.
Well, Scarlet, in the comics, they would show her going on vacations with Snake Eyes. And Snake Eyes, because he has his face all messed up, he would wear a lifelike human mask. So somewhere in the background of that is a lifelike human Snake Eyes.
Is that so creepy?
Yeah, it's got to be. But it works in the comic books because
Did they
it's
do
comics.
it in the movies?
No.
Okay.
No.
That's alarming.
No. They've been cowardly with treating Snake Eyes in live action and in cartoon with giving him any kind of romantic in the comics.
It's controversial.
Well,
Cowardly.
Yeah, well, they did because it takes a little more effort. It takes a little. It's more heavy lifting dramatically to make this guy who's damaged and all whatever to give him this human heart side of it. And they avoid that by having her on the cartoon have her be with Duke, and in the movie have her be with Ripcord.
Okay.
Like no, you can do the heavy lifting. We love Snake Eyes for who he is, and part of who he is
We
this
have
emotional
Phantom of
guy.
the Opera and the movie Mask
Right,
from
that's
last time. So
totally
I mean,
totally it.
we're fine.
So, I'm going to rescind my stupid. I realize I got a little too negative on that. If it is something you want to do, you do need to keep trying and keep failing, and then eventually you'll get it. So I'm just going to say plausible.
I say stupid.
Oh, okay.
Well, it's not a safety. It's not safety. It's not safety at all.
Good point.
Like, not letting a girl play is kind of bullying-ish.
A little bullying, yeah.
But, like, you don't know how to do it. Keep trying. Like,
yeah.
okay.
True. Okay, fair enough.
You know?
Okay, done. So you're saying stupid. I'm going to say plausible.
I don't normally say stupid, though. I'm a lady. So I would say they're just a big dumb dummy.
All right. Well, here we go with the next one.
Bobby, my stomach hurts. Oh, I'll give you some of Dad's medicine. It's real strong stuff.
That's a prescription for danger.
Doc,
Never take medicine without a grown-up present. You could do more harm than good.
what should we do?
If you can, wait for your parents. Or if it's serious, ask a neighbor for help.
Hey, Mom's home.
Now you'll get help.
And now we know what to do next time.
And knowing is half the battle.
G.I. Joe.
What is that man doing looking in their bathroom?
Thank you. There is so much to unpack with this one. First of all, they animate Doc in this peeping Tom pose that he's peeping into the house.
It's not even like
Creepers.
Oh, dad keeps like yes, you keep
Yeah.
it in the medicine cabinet in the
Yeah.
bathroom, but like maybe you put it in the kitchen. You
I-
have a grown man
It is-
looking in the bathroom.
It is straight peeping Tom, and now they use Doc because he's the medical officer, so that makes sense. But because the way Doc is animated with those green sunglasses, he's also the creepiest looking Joe that in this in the early season of Early Joe. Like he looks really weird with those green glasses.
Yeah.
So you've got a weird creeper hanging out by your bathroom window, waiting for you to take Dad's medicine.
Right.
Yeah.
And terrible idea to take dad's medicine. That's
And
terrible.
terrible idea to take the medicine, especially because that girl might be pregnant. We don't know. We don't know why her tummy's hurting. her.
She's not dating Roy Moore. She's a kid. I was thinking though, I wonder if she's getting her period. Is it her first period? Could be that she ate a raw turnip. Walking Dead. It's a callback to Walking Dead. You get very gassy if you eat a whole raw turnip. I'm just letting you know.
Right?
Oh, I know.
So
I know.
Yeah, so there's a lot here. And then the kid, like, this is new levels, and I don't mean this in the dirty way of like playing doctor. Like, why are you prescribing stuff? Why are you saying take this? You don't feel good. Take this.
Take dad's medicine.
We had access. We had to ask to take Flintstone vitamins.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I think my parents watched this PSA and were like, first of all, it's good to not take the drugs.
Remember that
Second
time
of all,
Dad was on a ventilator? I'm going to take some of his medicine.
Yeah. Second of all, keep the window shut so creeper docs.
You know how
don't
Dad
come-
talks about his diabetes all the time?
Oh,
Let's
my
take
God.
that. Let's put a shot in.
Oh my God! Yeah,
Dad says he has high blood pressure. Maybe we should.
Hey, here's something Mom calls medicine. It's kept in the cabinet over here in these brown
It's
bottles.
called Mommy's Little Helper. It helps her deal with Daddy
This
before
could have-
Viagra was
this-
created.
This could have gone that direction too. Of like,
Sure.
This helps make Mom and Dad feel better, and then all of a sudden the girl's drunk.
Sure.
Yeah. And then she loses the baby because you're not supposed
It's
to be
not
drinking.
a
What?
baby.
Okay.
That is.
That is.
I'm going to say.
I'm just saying.
I'm not allowed to talk
we're
about in
not-
other regions, but you've been talking about an impregnated 11-year-old.
You don't know how old she was.
She's probably 9.
We don't know what state this
She
was
hasn't even had her period yet.
in. Okay, we don't know these things.
I'm a woman. I do. I know such
You
things.
can tell. You can
I
tell.
could tell.
Yeah.
I
You're a
think
you're a
she
whisperer.
had a cramp.
You're a whisperer.
She had a cramp in her. No, it's just a woman. A woman knows.
A woman does
A
know.
woman knows.
A woman does know.
She may have been becoming a woman in that moment, and he was going to kill her with Daddy's medicine.
Oh my gosh. So for all these reasons, I'm voting awesome.
Maybe his dad used to keep the gun in the bathroom, and that's what Dad's medicine is. And then, as the person who worries about children, I go, "Oh, I'm joking about that. Boo."
Yeah, they're animated.
Right.
And by this point, this woman would be 45, 50 right now. This young lady.
She had
And-
some curly blonde hair, though. She had like some
Oh.
curls.
Just saying. There's a reason she's pregnant at 11.
That
Okay.
I feel like
we're gonna move on.
it has gone to a
We're gonna
new
move
low.
on to the next PSA. What would you say on this one?
I mean, it's awesome. You should never take
It's
someone
awesome.
else's.
I think, yeah.
And there was nothing that alluded to the child being pregnant. Nothing.
She had. Oh
What was she wearing?
There
Was
was
she
a-
looking slutty?
no! In the
Like she
background,
looks-
there was an ultrasound. Okay.
And a dead rabbit.
Plausible, stupid, or awesome.
Awesome.
Awesome. Yeah, I agree. I love Doc just
There's
in
an
the window.
ultrasound.
Yeah.
That's the worst, though. That's
Yeah.
terrible.
Okay. So we're gonna. You know what? I think we're gonna do just one more for this week. Feel good? You ready?
Like really good.
Like really
like
good.
really good.
Awesome. Here we go. I think. By the way, awesome. For you listeners, you probably know this. It's one of my very much overused words.
Yeah, it
so
is.
on these episodes,
It's like 9
like in
million.
date, like day to day too.
You said day like 7 times just then.
Yeah. I'm just saying, it's a word I use. I overuse.
Yeah, you do use awesome.
So in this scenario, I feel like I can get away with it because it's part of the game.
Appreciate it.
All right, here we go with the next PSA on our hit list.
My nose is bleeding. Put your head back.
That's the wrong play.
Footloose.
Pinch your nose closed and lean forward. If it doesn't stop in 5 minutes, we'll pack your nose with gauze and pinch it closed for 10 more minutes. If it's still bleeding, then see a doctor.
The bleeding stopped. Now we know how to stop a nosebleed.
And knowing is half the battle.
G.I. Joe.
You're supposed to lean forward?
Apparently, according to Footloose. And
Is that
here's
still
the deal.
a thing? Is that really?
Footloose should know because Footloose is high as a kite. He's a huge stoner. He like surfer dude, man. Like, oh boy, he's got little. I like to say they're pot leaves, but like, I don't know if you noticed on his helmet, he's got like leaves. So he knows about bloody noses from all the cocaine that he had to deal with in the 80s. Footloose is the resident stoner, absolutely. Like in like that, we read into it kind of way. Like they never showed that on the show, but like that's us reading into it. You know, that's us going.
And he also likes big girls. So we're saying. Is that so? He's a stoner and he likes
hungry.
a big lady.
Yeah,
he likes a big lady.
Yeah, no, he's always, hey man, let's like he's that guy.
So
and
like
that's
the blonde girl from the Muppets.
Yes. Janice. You're absolutely right.
And what was the group called?
The Rockefeller, not the Rockefeller Explosion. That was different. The Rockefeller Explosion.
That's where the child
was from Chuck E.
molesters
Cheese.
hang out. Yeah.
The
Dream
Muppet.
something.
The Dream, Dr. Teeth, and the Dreamsicles. Yeah. So I think it's funny that Footloose.
Something about magical something.
I don't know. I think it's funny that Footloose is the one giving the advice on how to stop a bloody nose because he's hung out with Stevie Nicks a lot.
I did not know that Kevin Bacon knew anything about that.
Right. So I think it's great. I like the blood. That might be the only time they actually showed blood on G.I. Joe. For real.
Well, except for the little girl who just had her period.
That wasn't period blood.
If she was wearing white shorts, it was.
It was on its way out.
You're talking about an impregnated child.
It's an animated cartoon. So I love that they show blood. That might be one of the few times we've seen blood on the show, and I can't really think of any other time.
I think it should be, yes, the bloody nose, but also don't play tackle when you don't have pads. You play flag football. You don't tackle. Or two-hand touch.
No. That's not how you do it. No, you play tackle when you're a kid. When you're small like that, because your bodies aren't that big, so you don't like. There's not enough mass running around. Like if you're when you play that type of football and you're in high school, for real, it hurts. Like it hurts because you're all big dudes. When you're a kid like that, you can run around like that. You bounce.
That's awesome. Yeah, because
you're lower to the ground.
Your skull hasn't connected yet, the soft spot. So that's perfect.
No, you're lower to the ground. Like it's that. I'm not as concerned about that. I did think it was going to go that route though, or like maybe like they pile on him and just start beating him. And like, hey man, quit punching your friend.
Yeah.
I never knew that though about the blood going back into the brain.
Is that why?
It makes sense.
Or you could choke on it.
Because you could choke on it because all that blood would go. Like you're not swallowing
throat.
blood is bad for you. Like that you like you would vomit it up. You know? Yeah. Oh yeah. No, he's right. He's totally right.
Really? You vomit up blood?
Well, you're not supposed to swallow blood like that.
Really?
And if you put your head back,
it's post nasal.
It would just go. Yeah, it would just go into your stomach, which would be the same thing as it's like drinking. Oh my God, this is an anti-vampirism PSA. Racists. So this is really good. I don't get a lot. Do you get a blood in noses?
No, usually just like if it's dry.
Yeah,
but I didn't have a lot of those.
Yeah, I've had a few of those.
Sometimes when I make magic happen, it comes out of my nose. Like when I have to like defend people.
Oh, like 11.
Yeah, like sometimes. No, I was 12 actually.
Yeah.
And like in order to get my waffles.
I love when they do that in both in Stranger Things and I think they do it in X-Men a little bit where like or Sue Storm in either in the Fantastic Four. I think in the movies they did it where like she'd get a little bloody nose because like that's how showing that they're basically saying her brain is hemorrhaging. That's whenever you see your hero get a bloody nose because they're using their power, their brains are hemorrhaging, and that's
we like to say her nose is menstruating. That's how we like to say it. And you know why? Because a woman knows.
Because a
knows.
woman knows. Oh my gosh! All right,
and then you talked about what's his name that was in this one?
That was Footloose.
Footloose.
Yeah.
Doing coke, but Snow Job was there earlier.
I think there's a through line here. Yeah, I think so. Also, I do like that they use Footloose. Because he got a few notable appearances on the show, but he wasn't like a super regular.
Did he dance?
No. But his best episode was the name's gonna escape me, but it's him and Dusty, the desert trooper. They get kind of stranded.
Dusty, the desert.
Well, his name's Dusty, but he's the desert trooper. His name's Dusty. He's great.
So he's in the desert, and his name's Dusty.
Yeah, and they.
I'm gonna kill myself.
Well, that's what we're dealing with, and they get.
Is there a beach
they get
guy
in like
who's
a Middle
named
Eastern
Sandy?
nation. They hang out in like a Middle Eastern nation, and they both fall for the same like princess.
What?
And then she ends up choosing this other guy over. Yeah, and it's pretty great because it's the two of them vying for her love.
Aladdin. She chose Aladdin.
Yeah.
Magic carpet.
Yeah. It's pretty great.
It was a whole new world.
Yeah. So I like Footloose. I like seeing him used. I'm gonna say awesome, primarily because it has blood. It actually shows blood on G.I. Joe. That's why it's getting an awesome.
That sounds creepy.
No, not
creepy.
It's
awesome
just
because
landmark.
It showed blood.
No, just as a landmark, as a landmark moment, like them actually showing blood because they were able to, like they were doing it. Because I really can't. In the movie, you see blood on Duke's shirt, but that's a movie. That's different from these shows. But they would show the movie during the day. So I guess sort of that counts.
So weird. There was blood gushing in all the scenes in Gem. Just a bloodbath.
Yeah, but
bloodletting.
But all the blood on Gem, all the blood was synchronized.
Nicely played, Slepski.
Yeah.
Well
so
done.
What would you say to
Plausible.
this one? Plausible. Yeah.
Plausible. I don't think it's awesome. I mean, good. Hold your nose.
Yeah.
But I'm more on the don't tackle each other without helmets.
I think it's pretty good. I think it works.
Because I want them to protect their heads and also their thumbs, because that's what separates us from the animals.
I love it. Yeah, truer words have never been spoken. Well, listen, listeners, let us know what you think of these PSA shows. We're going to be doing these for the next couple weeks before we lead into the big movie episode.
Dun, dun, dun.
And if you're on the internet, you want to follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook, go to Joe on Joe Pod. If you want to send me an email, send me an email to joeandjoepod@gmail.com and let me know and what you think. Are we nailing it with the PSAs? Are we totally off brand?
Are we awesome, plausible, or stupid?
Feel free to say stupid. But either way, we appreciate you listening. Rebecca, any final PSA words for this week?
No. PSA words. No, PSA words.
Any public safety, any safety tips that you want to give kids right now as we head into the holiday season? This is off the cuff, so
yes.
Yeah.
Wash your hands after.
After what?
Leave it open.
Leave it open. Wash your hands.
No, don't leave it open.
Yeah.
Zip it up and then wash your hands after.
Wash your hands after. Listen, I think that's the best advice ever.
Going to the bathroom, murder.
The general question is, listen, if you got to ask.
Cooking chicken.
If you got to ask, defer on the side of wash your hands.
Yeah.
I think that's great.
I wash my hands of this whole show.
And now you Joe, and Joeing is half the battle.